So I've been wanting to do a video for a while now, and I figured this would be an appropriate first video for stacking. I've been stacking for about 6 months now, and I just hit 100 ounces, so I figure my next video would just be showing off my stack. But I've been watching videos from Silverfish, Epic, Lance Away, Salivate Metal, Big Stack McGee, all you guys. And I like the stories, I like the reviews, the unboxings, the philosophy, the theories, the questions, comments, contests, all that kind of stuff. I think it's pretty cool. I've watched some other channels too, but I figured I'd kind of introduce myself, and I kind of want to get some comments or some video responses from this video. Basically, just explaining which out of these 7 categories you would prefer to buy, and maybe what you would want to stay away from. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little overview of the 7 categories, and then I'll go in depth with them and explain to you what I dislike or what I like about certain types of silver and certain ways of purchasing it, and just different techniques to find stuff at the best price, basically. So basically, the first category up here is just your junk silver. Everybody's familiar with it. Your 90% dimes, quarters, your half dollars, and then your 40% and your war nickels, Mexican coins, Canadian coins. These are all U.S. coins, but just basically your junk silver, your circulated currency. And then over here we've got our fractional rounds, so anything less than 1 ounce, you know, your half ounce, your quarter ounce, 10th ounce, your gram bars, stuff like that. And then over here we've just got our generic 1 ounce rounds. Over here we've got our bars. You've got the 1 ounce bars. I know they have some of the poured bars. There's a 3 ounce poured bar, 5 ounce Atmex bar, 10 ounce. I'm about to pick up a 25 ounce from Monarch Precious Metals, but 10 ounce is the biggest I've got so far. So when we're talking bars, we're meaning anything from 1 ounce to 100 ounce bars, the kilos and stuff like that. And then next down here we have what I like to call the numismatic stash. Basically, these would be coins that are made out of silver, but the numismatic value, the collector's value, is actually higher than the silver value of that coin. So you know, you look at a barber quarter or a uncirculated mercury dime, and these coins, you know, are worth a lot more than the $2 or whatever of silver that's inside of them. So I would throw Morgan dollars in there, key date mercury dimes, you know, about uncirculated war nickels, barber dimes, stuff like that. There's an uncirculated Washington quarter. Next up, everybody's familiar with these, the silver eagles, and then the silver maple leafs. Pretty common. The Philharmonics, the Libertads. I would include these in here. I don't have any Philharmonics or Libertads, but just basically the government mint issued bullion would be in that category. And then in the last category, I like to call these the capsule coins. It's basically, you know, your Lunar series, your Perth Mint stuff, the 20 for 20 series. These are all I got. You know, I've got more bullion and coins and rounds and stuff from all these other categories, but I don't really like paying the high premium on these. But so I call those my capsule coins, the coins that have a nice finish to them. Okay, so basically, I want to talk about the pros and cons of each of these categories, and I guess we'll start with the capsule coins and work our way around. If you're new to silver, purchasing silver and gold, I would recommend picking up a scale. You can get something like this at Harbor Freight for like 12 bucks. It's pretty accurate. I checked it with some eagles and then some of my generic rounds and stuff, and it's plus or minus 1/10 of an ounce, which is pretty good. You're going to be able to tell if it's the real deal or not, basically. It's just nice. I spot check. Most of my stuff's from Atmex, Private Metals, local coin store. I did do some eBay purchases, but usually it's junk silver, so there's not really much you got to worry about, because there's not much of a business or market in counterfeiting junk silver. So basically we'll start with the with the capsule coins. So you look at something like the Australian, the koalas, the snakes, the pandas. You know, I believe these are called America the Beautiful. There's a Perry's Victory 5 ounce coin. Now, if you buy something like this, and it's even I would consider slabbed coins in this category, you're not going to pay spot price for it. And the moment you take it out of the capsule and scratch it up, the coin's basically worth just about what all of these coins are worth. So I know a lot of you guys are big fans of these. I personally can't really fathom paying $34 for an ounce of silver right now. When you look at something like this, I bought it because it's got a horse in it. I thought it was cool, but then I realized, you know what? Paying $32 for this when I can go to the local coin store and pick up, you know, a 1 ounce round for about $24 right now, and get a half ounce round too for just about the same price as I'm paying for a capsule. So when it comes to buying silver, I like to just get the most amount I can for my money, and that's basically kind of how my strategy is. A couple people could argue that these would be worth more to collectors. That's a good point, and I know, I believe it was Big Stack McGee or Silverfish was talking about how boring it would be if you just had to pick up, you know, the same 1 ounce round everywhere. So yeah, I do like the idea of having a little bit of versatility with your stacking, but personally, I'd like to stay away from that just because, you know, something like this, I paid about $15 to $20 more than what it's worth when I could have just picked up a just a 5 ounce bar. And then, like I said, with the extra $12 to $20 that I overpaid, I could go out and get a half ounce round and end up with a half ounce more than I started with. So I'm not a big fan of this. If you are or you aren't, feel free to comment and let me know whether you're a fan of the kilos and the painted coins, the slabbed coins, stuff like that, and kind of give me your comments and let me know what you think. And next up, everybody's familiar with them, the Silver Eagles, the Canadian Maple Leafs. This one's a 1989 Maple Leaf. I like these coins. I don't like the $1 face value. I know a lot of people have said that maybe a few people are shied away because of the $1 face value, being that this is a government-issued coin. There's a little bit of conspiracy out there saying that, you know, that in the future they might pass a law saying that you can't sell this 40% silver coin for more than its face value. That kind of, you know, turns a lot of people away, especially me, away from the $1 face value, which, you know, it's a government minted coin. They've been around for over 20 years. I think about 25 years now. So you're going to pay a couple dollars more an ounce for these right now. Most places I'm looking at are $3.50 to $5 an ounce over. If you're paying more than $5 an ounce over for these, then you're getting ripped off. I know there's a local coin store I used to go to that was trying to charge $7, $8 when silver took a price dip. So I've got a couple of these. I've got maybe 25 of the Eagles, and I've got about 4 or 5 of the Maple Leafs. I don't have any Libertads or Philharmonics or anything like that, but I would include those in this category. What the pros, I think, is the recognizability of these. I mean, you take it to a coin store and they're instantly going to know what these two coins are. They'll be able to check, make sure they're real, and you might be able to get a little more for spot. I know, like right now, spot's hovering around like what, 20, 21 and some change, and APMEX is actually paying almost $24 a piece for these. So you're going to pay more than spot, most definitely, but you're going to be able to get some of that money back, and you should almost be able to find someone who's willing to pay you more than spot for these coins. So I like these. I'm not going to buy a ton of them, but they're nice to have around. They're very easy to sell and very easy to buy, so personally I look at something like if I had a roll of these and I needed some cash, I could go sell 10 of them and get the cash right away. And next up is your numismatic value coins. Now, I've just got these, pretty much purchased most of these on eBay. When it comes to something like the Morgan dollar, you're going to be paying about $23 to $30 for a coin that doesn't even have an ounce of silver. So they do have a numismatic value, but you purchase it because of the numismatic value, not because of the silver content in the coin, basically. You know, something like this, I only paid a couple of dollars for this, but I've looked it up in a coin book and it's worth about $20 because it's, you know, BU. But if I would take this apart and throw it around in the dirt and scuff it up, it'd just be worth the same as any other mercury dime. So I'm not really a fan of this category, but it's nice to have if I ever catch a good deal. Like something like whenever I bought a $1 face value roll of a bag of 90% silver, this quarter came in it, and the thing is just beautiful. There's no scratches or anything on it, so I went ahead and threw that aside. But typically, you know, something like this, I would only purchase these if I had a good deal. If you like collecting coins, then this would definitely be a category for you. But when it comes to trying to unload these when silver is pretty high, you're going to have probably a hard time getting rid of them unless they have a sought-after numismatic or collector's value. So those I would consider just like the capsule coins. You're going to pay a big premium for pretty much all three of the categories I just mentioned. But if that's for you, then I'd say go for it. Next up, we'll go with the junk silver. Pretty recognizable as well, and these sell like hotcakes. I mean, you put a $1's worth right here on Craigslist right now for 16 bucks, and it'll be sold tomorrow. You can take it to the local coin store. You got to shop around with these. You can find these for spot or even under spot on eBay. The local coin stores, I think they charge about $1 over per ounce, so it's still not a bad deal at all. The silver worn nickels there, a little less common. These are cheap. You can, like I said, you can pick the silver war nickels up right now for under $2. Same with the dimes; they're running about $2. Your quarters are between $4 and $5. Your 40% halves, I think, are running about $3.50 each right now, and then your 90%ers, I think, are running like high $8 or $9, somewhere around there. So it's easy to get a lot of junk silver. I've accumulated probably, I'd say, about $25 face value so far. Like I said, it's pretty easy just to go to the coin store and buy a $1 face value for 15, 16 bucks, and it's a good way to get silver. And next up is just your fractional rounds. So we'll go ahead and weigh a couple of these to test out the scale here. So this is a Atmex 1/2 troy ounce generic round, and it is 1/2 of a troy ounce. We'll check something like this. This is the Buffalo Golden State Mint 1/4 ounce, and it is 1/4 of an ounce. And we'll check a couple more here. We've got a 1/10 ounce from the same mint. It's just the Walking Liberty design, and again, 1/10 of an ounce. Personally, I do really like fractionals if you can get a good deal of them. Sometimes you're going to have to buy a lot. So if you get on Atmex and you buy a whole roll of these, or from Monarch Precious Metals, I believe I have one from Monarch Precious Metals somewhere around here. This is a, I believe, 1/10 ounce. That's a 1/10 ounce Monarch Precious Metals generic round, and these can be picked up relatively cheap. You might end up, so if you pick up the 1/10, if you pick up 10 of these, you might only pay a couple $dollars more than spot, which is still a lot better than buying an Eagle or a Maple Leaf. And it's just easier to unload something like this. You can still go and get $2, $2.50 for. But when it comes to some of this stuff like the 1/2 ounce, I really like the 1/2 ounce rounds. I'm going to try to pick up a couple of rolls of those. Just because, like I said, if you need money real quick, you can take in 3 or 4 of them and just get your cash. But when it comes to stuff like the grams, you're going to pay a lot more money. Now, if you're just starting out and buying silver, maybe buy a couple of grams and see how you like it. So there's 0.03, so it hasn't rounded because the scale only goes 2 places past the decimal. But basically, if you're a big fan of just getting a hold of some small rounds or something for dirt cheap, or you don't really have a lot of money, this would be the way to go. If you can find these at your local coin store, that'd be a way to beat the shipping. When it comes to buying online, you know, if you buy something like this online right now, you're going to pay maybe $11, $12 for the coin for a 1/2 ounce. But then again, you're going to have to pay shipping, so $5 to $15 tacked onto that. It's not really worth your money. If you're going to buy online, you need to be buying a few ounces. But something like this, if you can pick it up on eBay and you know it's real, then you're good to go. So I'm a big fan of the fractional rounds. I like those a lot. Now here, I'd say is my personal favorite. These are just the 1 ounce generic rounds. The reason I like these is because you can go to your local coin store and just look in their junk bin, is what mine calls it, and he's got 40 or 50 rounds in there, and you can just kind of sift through them and talk to the guy, and you know, the local coin store is trying to make some money, so generally online, Monarch Precious Metals, let me find my Monarch Precious Metals one. they've been having a sale on these things for so long for $1 over spot, and that's a great deal. I just ordered a roll of these. It's coming in soon. So you can't really beat that for 99 cents or $1 over spot. I know I picked up all 3 of these OPM rounds here online for 99 cents over spot. So you get a relatively good deal. Sometimes you'll be able to find some Maple Leafs and stuff that have the milk spots on them in the junk bins and pay. Again, I think right now he's charging about $24.50 to $25 a coin. So if you're just looking to pick up 1 ounce at a time, like when I started out, I would just go to a coin store. Like this was my first ounce I bought, and I believe silver was, oh man, back in March, I'd say probably high 20s. So I paid about $32 for this. So if you just want to buy one at a time and avoid the shipping, or you don't really have a lot of money but want to get the 1 ounce rounds, you can just go to your local coin store and pick these up for relatively cheap. Personally, I just like the fact that there's so many different designs that you can go with that, you know, you find some that are tarnished and it's just kind of cool. So this is probably my favorite way of accumulating silver because it's 1 ounce, it's recognizable as long as they're real and you buy from a reputable dealer. You can go in and get these relatively cheap. And right now, like I said, most local coin stores are charging about $23 to $25 an ounce for these. So you can get them online a lot cheaper, but then again, you're going to have to pay shipping, so you want to try to get more ounces. And then lastly here, one of my other favorites is just your 1 ounce bars. So here we have an Apmex 5 ounce bar, 5.01 ounces. So this can be picked up relatively cheap. I think this is one of their cheapest bars they sell. I know this is an OPM bar. This is my biggest bar. This is a 10 ounce bar. I bought this back when silver was like hovering around 19 bucks an ounce. So you know, I made some money on this where I lost on, you know, when I first started buying silver when it was, you know, high 20s, mid 20s. But so I'm about even right now. But when you buy stuff like this, you're going to pay less premium because you know, a bar like this, they're stamped or struck. And they've got the poured bars too, that whenever you buy large quantities, so we're talking, you know, 5, 10, 25 ounce, you're going to pay less premium over, you know, 1 coin. You're going to pay $1 or $2 more per ounce. I know sometimes that mix will have deals like 89 cents over spot. A couple other dealers and local coin stores might even have better deals than that. But and then you've got your 1 ounce bars, which are just like the rounds. They've got a melt bin for those, but personally I like to get them when they're in the plastic sleeves. So I buy these online from Silvertown or Apmex. There's a Sunshine Mint one with their new security code on the back. I do like bars mainly because you can stack them, and I'm a big fan of the rounds. So when it comes to purchasing silver, I would definitely say the rounds and bars are probably one of my favorites, and behind them I do like the fractional rounds. After that, I'd say I would go with the Maple Leafs and Silver Eagles. So, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5th place for me would be the junk silver. 6th place would be the Numismatic Coins, your key date mercury dimes, your barber dimes, some of your uncirculated rounds, foreign coins, Morgan dollars. And then lastly, I'm not really a big fan of these capsule coins. Actually, when silver goes up, I'm probably just going to unload on these because I just like the versatility of being able to have 5 ounces of silver in your hand and be able to take these in and get $25 or $30 from them, rather than having to deal with something like this that's in a capsule. And that's just my personal preference. So yeah, so this is my first video. Like I said, I like the comments, I like the videos, the stories and everything. So go ahead and leave a video response or questions, comments on what you like. Maybe you agree with me on the fractional rounds is a cheap way to obtain silver, or maybe you have a theory on, you know, why this might be worth $200 someday just because, you know, it's got a 2014 date on it, rather than something, you know, junk like this that doesn't have a date on it. So yeah, feel free to comment and subscribe. I'll definitely have a couple more videos out dealing with silver and talking about fiat currency and stuff like that. So it's nice to be able to have something else that is actually worth some money. I definitely would not be putting all my money in precious metals, but like I said, I've got a little over 100 ounces, which is kind of cool because it's fun to stack. It's really easy to go, like I said, every paycheck go and get 6 or 7 rounds and be done with it. Yeah, go ahead and let me know in a comment whether you agree or disagree with certain things, and if you'd like to see any more videos. This will be my first video, but there'll be a lot more to come, so thanks for watching.